We're also out there to entertain you guys, give you loads of entertainment spiritually, through topical interest, through mediumship, through different variations, things like that. So we look forward to entertaining you for a lovely hour this evening. And in the meantime, here's a little bit of this. I just realised that the sound didn't come out very well on that one, but anyway, right, okay. Tonight we're joined by Tad. She'll be joining me very shortly. She just told me here she's having a slight problem with the internet. She's rebooting everything now, and very shortly she'll be coming through. So, in the meantime, though, let's introduce you guys. Let's see what we're going to be talking about tonight. Tonight is going to be the Moon and the Heart series, a continuing series here, which we thoroughly enjoy bringing forth to you guys, and talk about emotions, talk about the energies at the present time, and also doing live mini readings and the Moon and the Heart. We're combining a little bit of astrology, a little bit of the Moon, a little bit of the Heart, and that's where we're going. So Helen Graham says a very, very good evening. Jay Jones, you also want to say good evening, everyone, and a very good evening to you too. And also Yanira, lovely to see you. A very, very popular lady, keeps coming back, keeps coming onto the show. So it's lovely to see you too. And okay, and also Kelly says I'm new Ola from Benidorm. Okay, just down the road. Lovely to see you this evening. As does some of you others here. Okay, right. Okay, we got someone on here. Just to let you know, there is someone coming on called Ayayo Midi, and basically ignore them. Every now and then we got someone comes on who says that they are very good at something, and they're just hoaxes. So just let you know, every now and then we get that. Helen, I just think you got a message there, so just ignore it. Thank you very much. And also we'd like to say a very good evening to Kelly. It's nice the producers here is live as well. She's fantastic down there. And away we go. Good. Yes. And Yanira, just ignore them. Hello, Maria. How are you? Hope you're well too. Lovely to see you. And yes. Okay, right. So what's going on at the moment in the skies? How are you guys feeling? Is everything vibing fine? Are we going through a changing time? Well, it is quite a climate out there, isn't it? Quite a very different climate than what we've been used to. And yes, Helen says, I did wonder. Yes, you're quite right. So every now and then we get... that is so nice. She says, I only want readings from you. Well, it's always nice to see you. It's always lovely to see you on the show. And okay, so guys, let us know where you're coming in from tonight. Now, Helen, you're up the road there, aren't you? And right, also here we got Susie Westcott says, good evening there. Okay, and lovely to see you. Okay, so as we go through this evening, we're bringing you through lots of information. Taryn says she's just connecting. She'll be here very shortly. Bless her cotton socks. And so we look forward to seeing her on the show. So as we go through this evening as well, what we want to really discuss with you guys, we've got some of your readings here. We've got some people here who have already come through readings. They want to know what's going on. And also, if you guys would like some mini readings tonight, maybe some of the discussions that we actually have may be topical to you guys, and maybe you want some information there. In the meantime, though, guys, we ask you to do this. Yes, please like the show, please share it, and that would be great if you guys could do that. We would really appreciate that. Being a live show, we're out here to do this completely free, so we ask you just press that share button, that would be great. We're broadcasting out there also on 3 channels. You'll notice that if you wanted to, you can also go out there and link onto YouTube. You can also go on to Cafe Clairvoyance, which is YouTube, and also Cafe Clairvoyance on Facebook here. And also, you can also go out there onto Phil Griggs, the Phil Griggs side. How's that? How's that? So just please press the share buttons. That would be fabulous. That would be great. And okay, Kelly says, yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, I think I know what she means. What she means is it's the old typo thing, isn't it? I know. And Sally says she's coming in from Essex. Oh, beautiful part of the world. Beautiful part. Yes, I used to live just round the corner from there. And there we go. Antonia Cunningham, she wants to come in as well and say a big hello too. So, are we a little bit sensitive out there at the moment? Do we understand being a little bit sensitive? Would that be a right way to show this? Yes, maybe. Are you feeling here that things have to have a deeper meaning to them? That's interesting, isn't it? Why are you saying deeper meaning? There's a load of Scorpio stuff that's out there at the moment, which is Mercury and Venus just traveling through Scorpio. And sometimes it could be a very sexy sign. Very sexy time as well. But it's also sometimes here people want answers to relationships. So sometimes sometimes this is the time here where we're looking for the integrity, the honesty, the clarity, and the meaningfulness in relationships, in the things that work and the things that don't work. Anyway, as I'm talking here, I just keep hearing a knock on the door, and I get a sneaky feeling that someone's there. So I better go. Ah, here comes the doorbell. Ah, okay. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm sorry, I've had a real problem with my internet today, so I'm a bit late.
That's all right, no problem at all. We started without you, but we were hoping that you're going to be coming on, and that feels great. So yes, good. Yeah, lots going on. Feeling good, says Kelly. That's marvelous. We're just talking. I just introduced here that this show's about the Moon and the Heart series, and how when we look at the Moon being very much. As we sort of look up at the sky at night, especially on a full moon, it illuminates everything, illuminates what's hidden, because everything else is dark, isn't it? Everything else is dark. So it's the illuminary. Hence, it's not a planet. It's an illuminary, a bit like the sun. Luminary too lights up the day. So, but you're the specialist. I say you're the specialist on the moon. Yes, specialist. So it's nice to be called a specialist. Specialist in something, isn't it? Yes. And Susanna is. Oh, lovely to see you, Susanna. Lovely to see you there. And cycles, people, what they're going through at the present time. Some people saying here they're feeling great. Are all of you guys out there, are you all feeling great? Or is this just a great time for you? Or are there things that you've been facing up to? That Scorpio stuff that's going on at the moment. That Venus, Mercury, Venus just popped into Scorpio, and Venus loves being there. It really stirs up emotions. Would you understand here? Would you agree, guys? That maybe you're looking for something? Inquisitive to know what it is. What do you think people are looking for at the moment, Taz? I'd love to get you guys there to come through and just respond what's going on.
A lot of people at the moment are feeling, I mean, not as bad as the beginning of the week, but a lot of people have been feeling very, very emotional the last couple of weeks, a bit wobbly and a bit up and down.
Yep.
But what I've been saying to people, and I know we touched on this very lightly on Friday.
We did.
It's about just taking pause and reflecting and just looking at what the emotions are and why they're surfacing to you, because it's very much a time to acknowledge perhaps your past, perhaps some things that you've kept buried away for a little while. It's about healing. It's about shift. It's about change. We're in that real big last bit of transitional change before we hit into the solstice in December.
Yes.
And then we've obviously got the lunar eclipse full moon on the 30th of November. And that is all about shedding massively. So this buildup of emotions is the pre to that, which people aren't, if they don't know about the moons, they might not realize that. So if you've been feeling incredibly emotional, if things have been coming up to you and you don't know why, you don't know where they've come from, without even realizing it, you are attuned to the moon. You're just acknowledging it, basically.
Yes. Yes.
Um, it can leave people feeling incredibly vulnerable. From now, I want to say, because some people feel it before the full moon as well, depending on your star sign.
Mm.
And it will be feeling either vulnerable, perhaps a bit fearful. They may also feel uncertain of what's sort of to come. What's really important is, again, to pause and really try and channel a more positive focus with those emotions and actually try and turn it into a positive. Okay, so instead of feeling fearful and vulnerable, about what I don't know, the future, maybe people are overthinking and worrying and trying to plan. Well, we can't do that, right? The corona's forced us not to do that, really. We've got to take a day as it comes, whether we like it or not.
I think that, yes, yes,
I think
yes,
that's a good thing. I think
yes.
that's a positive thing to come out of this, believe it or not. But I think it's about maybe looking at things that you do need to work on, and instead of seeing it as a negative or allowing that emotion to consume you, start jotting down the things that you're feeling in the launch up to the end of this week for the full moon, to start to look at releasing them and letting them go. But you've got to really mean it. You've got to really focus that intention to go, right, I'm ready to let this go. I'm
That
ready to
is so interesting the way you're putting it that way, because the Scorpio side here is about
yeah
what's really real, really
yeah
real, and it's about real emotions, and it's about being honest and true. Because otherwise here we can go off on tangents, and Scorpio, unfortunately, is a merciless sign if we're not
yeah
honest to ourselves, because it
and I think
will just make you feel like this is collateral damage.
yeah and I think that's a good way of you saying that as well, because that's why I'm saying that. Obviously, what I'm like, I look into the sort of the impacts and the effects of the moon, and look at where we are first quarter. And it is about adjustments. So this week, if you are feeling emotional and you are thinking about things, this is the nudge for you, maybe getting those, what do I need to do? What do I need to change? Don't fear it. Breathe through it and just start jotting things down. Start taking control of those emotions. Don't let them consume you.
Yes, yes, and I think it's interesting here. Right. Oh, wow, Susanna, I like this. So this is powerful stuff. This year's made
Yeah,
us look at ourselves and reclaim
that's it.
our soul. Wow, wow, wow. I think we need to have a little bit of a round pause there, because I think we have had to reclaim something, and this Scorpio element we're going through, and it makes us, it's almost like, oh, I'll just skip over the top of this. I won't look at it, it will be okay. No, it's like
Um,
walking,
yeah,
it's like walking through quicksand. Oh, I'll skip over the top of this, and before you know it, you start sinking deeper until you go, okay, I know what's going on, and I've got to be honest. It's an interesting time.
well, yeah,
And it,
yeah. I'll let you.
okay, and I think the interesting point here too, to really discuss this, is you've got this strong element of Scorpio, which is making you say, hold on, look at this, be true. You need to feel secure. You need to feel what your integrity really is, the true meaning to everything, the
Yeah.
honesty, before you go on to the forward thinking Sagittarius.
Yes, but also with scorpions, the downside, I mean, we know this, don't we? I mean, my other half is a scorpion, so I know scorpions well now.
Oops.
And
We'll.
you know, scorpions are great in lots of ways, However, like all of us, we all have our flaws. And I think the thing to remember with scorpions is, if they get a bit frustrated or they feel caged, then they just do a sting and they go, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
That's what you got to be careful you don't get that influence with this either,
And
because doing that will
yes.
send you back. You won't move forward. Uh,
Mm.
and that's a good way to look at it as well, I think. But what is interesting is that a lot of people don't realize this is such a powerful full moon, because not only is it the lunar eclipse, but we had the final super new moon, obviously only a few weeks ago.
Yes. Wasn't
So
that a powerful one? Wasn't
that was
that
very powerful, but
powerful?
that was the start of what they call the emotional rainbow, right? And obviously it's always linked to the next full moon. So you've got a super moon, emotions, rainbow, lunar eclipse, time to shed, release, and let go. It's this, and everything in between is you know.
I like the sound effects. We'll have to record
So,
that and put it on
yeah,
here.
well,
So I got those. Yes, I've always got loads of other things. Loads of other things. Everybody loves that. So isn't that lovely? There you are. There's my audience there laughing with you.
yeah.
Anyway,
So I have a lot of clients freaking out, feeling all over the place, and I'm actually going, "That's how you should be feeling. It's good." And they look at me like I'm crazy for saying that, But the reason I'm saying that to them, and I've gone through it myself, um, is because it's good. It's making you face your fears.
yep.
It's making you face things. And you've got two choices: live in the past and never move forward, or
Mm,
release it, let go of it,
yep.
and transform into the transitional, exciting new year. And I know which way I'm going.
I think I know which way I'm going. I think we're going to Sagittarian path. I think
Yeah,
it is about that though, isn't it? And because throughout this year, I mean, this is a time. I think this makes it a very different end to the year by what we've been through. We come up
yeah,
to November the 30th. I know in the UK things are going to change on December the 2nd, or is it December the 4th? But
yes.
it's
So,
around that time. Things are going to change. They're not going to go back to the way they were. So,
never.
I mean, how it's going to change out in the EU, I don't know yet. But it's a force which is taking us forwards. However, there is something here that I love the way Susanna says we're going to reclaim our soul
Massive. Yeah.
in doing this, what is it we're letting go of? Because we
I think,
have to let go of something that we thought was important.
yeah.
It's almost like here the relationship which doesn't exist, but you hold on to it and don't let it go.
Well, you couldn't be more accurate there.
Mm.
Yeah, and we know, perfect example, I don't mind being open about that. Obviously, I spoke to you, Phil. I
I didn't
lost,
mean that directed at you.
yeah, no, I know you didn't. I know
Yeah,
you didn't. But I
yeah.
just thought to help people realize and maybe get them to be a bit brave. Um, I lost an ex-husband on the 10th of May, 10th,
Mm.
10th of May, 10th of November. We
Yes.
were married on the 10th of May. And it shocked me to the core. And obviously, I spoke to Phil. Phil and I are close, and he's someone I will always trust and turn to. Um, and I tell you what, it was interesting. And I say this, and I actually use this with a client today. And the reason I say this is it's not about me, it's about the lesson. And I really learned something in that massively. I'd held on to something from my past for so long and not really dealt with things to do with it. And then all of a sudden it was slammed in my face.
Yeah.
Hello, you got to do
Yes.
this.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I did not know what to do with myself for 2 days. I'm human. Um, but what I was able to do is to meditate, do the things that I do, use the skills I use for other people, and I calmed down. I obviously looked into, I had an understanding of what the time was about. We're in a transformational time, it's about lessons, and I knew that this was a lesson for me. It was a healing lesson, and it was massive. Um, and I think what I want to say to people is, as scary or as emotional or sad or upsetting as you think something will be, if you can really be open to it, the healing is, for me,
Yeah.
it's something I've carried round for, oh, I don't want to show my age, let's work this out.
Steady
Um,
now. Go easy.
I've carried this around with me for probably 15 years.
Okay.
Long time.
It's a long
Long,
time. It's a long
long
time.
time. It's been a lot of, so,
Mm.
and but what I feel now is what's the beauty of what I do now. And I always believe there's a lesson to be learned and a positive, and I always say that to people. And
Mm.
after going through that experience, 2 days later, I went for a walk, and like I told you the other day, I created fear to love.
That's
Uh,
beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
yeah,
Yes. 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 It's interesting what we're all going to start doing nowadays, guys. And I think one of the things about the Scorpio part here is we've all been stuck in a way. Stuck. It's a bit like walking through the quicksand. It's a bit like needing to let go of something that doesn't exist or doesn't work. Doesn't work no matter what holding on to. It's almost like the pair of trousers and the shirts. And my wife's going to go crazy here. Deborah's going to go mad. But the trousers or the shirts that you keep, but you never wear. But you think, I'm not going to let go of them. But what's their purpose? What's their purpose? And it's interesting because you don't need it. So this is a little bit like moving on from something that has... shedding. We're actually going to start thinking forwards now, and people are going to start thinking, this is where I'm going. This is where I'm going to go. People have come out of old jobs and go into new ones. They'll start going in different directions because they don't exist anymore. Those jobs are gone, unfortunately. And things are going to change. So it's going to be a very, very, very interesting time. And what a lovely conversation we're having this evening. I know it's not always easy talking about subjects that we're talking about, but it's lovely to see so many of you guys here. And Carmen, I've got to say to you, she says, Carmen says, Phil, just seeing you and listening to you, a feeling of peace invades me. Thanks, and Taz, a pleasure to listen to you. And I love your mini. I love your mini. That looks absolutely wicked, your mini.
I need to have a look actually down here on my
yes, okay.
on the Facebook Live. But yeah, what I was going to say, what's really interesting for people who perhaps don't know that much about astrology and the moons and the shifts, that this journey really was powerful from the Lion's Gate in August, right? In August, because that's when we became, for that little time and those moments and those months of being the most intuitive. And there's so many lessons here, the things that came to you, the ideas, the thoughts, there was a reason for those. Then it came into the, right, we need to heal, we need to feel, we need to deal. And now it's right, we need to shed. There's a real message here going through into the solstice. If people are open and they listen, and if they actually look back, even if they're not aware of it, and they look back from August and they actually think about things perhaps that they didn't understand why they were thinking, or things came through to them, even knowing that now and looking into it, it'll be quite interesting for you to really look back, because there's lessons, particularly from August up till the solstice, that are just incredible.
Yes, I believe that's true. I really do. And also we had that energy where we had Saturn came out of Capricorn for a while and went into Aquarius, which changed things. But it did. I mean, it had a bit of a lift to it. And every time, here's the lovely bit about this, because before the end of the year, Saturn's going to leave Capricorn. And every time Saturn leaves a sign, it always leaves a gift.
Yes.
You just got to look for it. You just got to look for it, understand it. Maybe it's a way of thinking. Maybe it is a physical gift, or maybe it's something there that just resonates with you so beautifully that your life there onwards, or someone tells you a secret, or someone tells you something that gives you the gift of life where you're going. And I think that's some of the most beautiful things. So by the end of the year, especially coming into December, I think we're in for a nicer time.
And I think bringing it back to the heart, what I'm like with the heart and emotions in your heart center, I think a really nice way to think about this, and I've been saying this today to a couple of clients, is if something comes to pass, or if something falls away from you during this time while you're shedding and you're dealing with these things, I think it's really important to try and hold a feeling of trust in your heart.
Yes.
Everything is unfolding as it should be.
You've just stepped on something that I like to talk about, and it is, yes, something about your heart. And the most important thing is it's your heart. Well, exactly. My heart, your heart, my heart. You've got to trust. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you've got to trust, and you know what I'm like about how you feel, not what you think, how you feel. And that's how I work with my intuitive work. So for me, it's about your heart, your core, your center, and really trusting in your heart and having faith instead of panicking and being scared of things that are leaving you or changing. I think it's having an understanding that things are unfolding, things are changing, and have some faith. Just look after yourself and just believe.
I believe so too. This is what the producer says. Yes, Phil, what is their purpose? You have a lovely shirt, then I'll wear that soon, and I just don't get to wear it. I think, or it's like the electrical gadget that you've got. Again, I'll use it one day. I will. It's going to be so important 10 years later. Yes, that's true. So true, Taz, says Susanna. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank
And lovely to see so many of you lovely people on tonight. And it's a lovely Tuesday evening, isn't it? And shortly we're gonna get round and also Cavic Clairvoyance, you're coming to visit us at Chicks. Yes, that's a hairdresser's which is in Dunstable. And but as soon as all this sorts itself out, yes, we'd love to. We'd love to. Yes, brilliant. Yes. And right, okay, but if we're going to be in Dunstable, then I'm going to have to pop down the road and go and see you, Taz, and do something together live, together side by side.
Well, we can do it here in the lounge, but only if Deborah comes too for cake and tea.
Cake and tea, that's right. We live show, yes. Doing songs together, like here we are together, side by side. Side. Anyway, so right, there you go. Good, brilliant. Okay, and Maria Helmsley says, yeah, with a bit of a rainbow. Okay, yeah. We're going to do just get my little screen right here, just looking for it. We're going to go and do a little bit of this. We'll be back in a moment. We're 26 minutes through tonight's show, and yes, no, it says 20. Okay, whatever it is. Anyway, it just says on there, yes, 26 minutes live. We are 26 minutes live through the show. Very good evening to you guys. I'm joined by the wonderful Taz Thornton, come from the Taz Sandbrook, rather. What did I get? Taz Sandbrook. Yes, Taz Sandbrook.
And chocolates, Phil?
Yes, I love chocolates. Yes. I know someone else who likes chocolates. Anyway, so we're joined this evening. It's a lovely evening. Talk about the moon and the heart, and the moon as we're coming up to the eclipse, which comes up on the 30th, and also the conjunction between Saturn and between Jupiter and Saturn. That's going to come up, and those two are going to be at 0 degrees Aquarius when those two pop together. Yes, too much chocolate. That's why I said, "Oops, brain fart." Says the producer. Whoop whoop, says Katrina. Anyway, but it'll all get better. It all gets better as the show goes on. And me, I will make you some wax melts, Phil. Oh, thank you very, very much. That sounds fabulous. And lol, I think that Deborah wants to come back for a glass of wine with everybody. Just looking at that. Yes, secret's gone. Secrets out there. So I think it comes out to that time now that we're going to pop round and we're going to see what you guys are up to, and let's go and see if you guys are out there and ready for some readings. Yeehaw! Susie's up first of all. A very, very good evening to you, Susie. You written in Susie W. Susie W. So that's a very nice name, Susie W. And she's orange. She's a Taurus. Well, she's not orange, but the colour is orange. And she's a Taurus, and she just wants a general reading. But it is very nice to speak to you this evening there, Susie, and hope you're well wherever you are, wherever part of the world or the sticks you are coming from. Now, just going by the colour orange here, it's a very interesting, it's a very enthusiastic, it's a very yes, I say the word enthusiastic colour is this orange. It's almost like the optimistic side of life. And as I slowly start to tune in here, one of the things I'd like to say to you, Susie, is I have a very nice gentleman who's here she's from Javier, just down the road from me. And she's and it's interesting. I love your doggy I love your dog there in the picture. Yes, very nice too. Good. And one of the things I say here about this particular time at the moment, there's this gentleman who's just popped in beside me, and he used to have his hair very shiny back like this, and also what it has here, it was like black. It was very thin on the top. But this guy's here. He doesn't tell me how he passed over. He doesn't want to show me that at the present time. But that's Eddie. Okay, that's Eddie. But you understand about the guy because he's here and he's talking to me. And one of the things here which I'm picking up, just slowly picking up here. He's actually looking at money around you. He's actually looking at pennies, where you're spending money, what you're going to be doing. And would you understand? Now, the interesting thing is you chose the colour orange. You're a Taurus, which is great because you're an Earth sign, and also I want to say to you here, you've got some projects in mind, haven't you? But the secret's out, young Susie. The secret is out because you've got some projects in mind. Because coming up next year, would you understand here that you want to start some new ventures off? Yes, you do, don't you? Yes, get that feeling there, that feeling there. And as we're working through this, what I'd like to say to this, Susie, is this guy's with me here to say you've got a lot more peace coming up. But maybe most of it is actually going to start more coming into next year, which it really is going to start to be a better time for you. And I think that's going to be extraordinary. But this guy's very, very, very nice. Very nice man. You just want to say that he's feel optimistic. There's also a lady here, he says, who passed over, just joining him. But I want to connect with hospitals because I get the feeling she either worked them or passed away in a hospital, because I got a very strong hospital link, and she's coming in as well, and she wants to give me this feeling of like big hugs, and being very warm around you, and she just wants to let you know that she's there too. And right, yes, you would like to be the boss of something, wouldn't you? But you're not too sure how to go about this. Susie, whatever you're going to be up to in the new year is going to give you the optimism you're looking for. So let's see what happens there. And let's go a little nip down the road, round a corner, round a bend, and up to my dear friend Taz, and see what she wants to say.
Yeah, I have a feeling, and it kind of goes in line with what you were saying a little bit, that you could break sort of new financial ground, and it will start sort of the end of November. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because I know with Taurians, I was looking into this earlier, that by the time your ruling planet of Venus opposes Uranus on the 27th, so this
just be careful you say that.
I know. Uranus, there we go. We'll say
yes, well done. That was good. I did a presentation in front of about 30 people, and I got it round. I put the wrong words in the wrong place.
Oh dear.
Yes, I had to go and stop for 10 minutes. Yeah.
But you may also feel like you want to test waters, and I think it's going to be in different ways. It could be relationship, it could be financial partnerships, work. You're going to get a bit of confidence to maybe dip your toe in a little bit. I think you're going to start thinking about things. I feel that quite strongly. And what's interesting is the fact that you're drawn to orange. Orange is obviously the lower abdomen. It's also the sacral. It relates to the sacral, and it's very much about well-being. It's very much about abundance. It's sort of that sense of abundance and pleasure and happiness. So it's quite funny because I think with that, linking to that, I do think you're going to want to dip your toe into a few things and just start really working on that. It's also sort of linked to strength. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I just want to have a look at the cards for you.
Okay. Isn't it a lovely evening out there? Is it just nice? Have you got that nice feel over there?
Yeah, nice, relaxed. Yeah.
Yes.
Just have to excuse the state of me. This is mummy rushing around like a headless chicken look tonight.
The Wild West look.
The Wild West, yeah.
Yes.
You call me a lioness with my hair, so I'll take Wild West. That's a bit better.
Lioness.
Oh God.
That's Taz in a temper.
I don't think you've ever seen me in a temper, to be fair. Not
I
yet.
wouldn't hang around. Not the noise like that.
Okay, so what I do want to say to you, lovely, is you have got the first quarter moon come up. And I do feel like perhaps you have felt really tested over the last probably month or so. And there's going to be different types of testing. There's going to be the testing that we've all felt, right, with corona and everything like that, and pressures. But I think sometimes for people, what people don't realize is, yes, we are all going through this. But as I was saying again to a lady today, we're all different and we're all built differently. And it depends what else we've got going in our lives to how things build, stack, and how we can cope with them. For you, I feel lovely. Perhaps your commitment has been tested a little bit. Perhaps you've had a bit of frustration around you. With that, what I want to say to you, it's really important. You've got the new moon in Pisces. It's all about you looking after yourself, lovely. Just reflect, pause, contemplate, breathe. Like I was saying before with Phil, it's about how we absorb what we're feeling. It's about how we look after ourselves in these times. Meditation, walks, whatever you're open to doing, breath work, it's all amazing, can really help you. But even if it's just journaling, even if it's just sitting down, making a cup of tea and reading a book, whatever gives you time to pause. And also, you need to step out of your comfort zone. And I think with the North Node card, stepping out of your comfort zone, I want to say that's pushing you towards the end of November, when you do have that shift and that change, and when you start to perhaps feel that desire to dip your toe into things. Do it. Step outside your comfort zone.
That's a good idea. Relationships. Would you understand relationships have been testing you? Would you understand here sometimes communication has been getting a little wired up wrong? Would you understand here it's been hard work, but you've had to work through this, but you really are looking on what is worth it and what is not. And it's interesting here because Eddie here, standing by the side of me, very, very nice man, wanted to communicate with you. And he's saying here, it's interesting here because he's popping shirt buttons. You know, when you haven't got your shirt buttons done right and they pop off, it's almost like, no, you've got to get things on right. This is a very unusual metaphorical way of doing it. But he's just saying, just get things in the right place, make sure they're secure within yourself, and you're going to feel better. Yes to all three, she says. Yes to all three. Ah, bless you. Bless you, bless you.
It was funny, actually, because I wondered why you were smiling so much with what I was saying, but the cards really flow towards each other, both our cards, don't they? So, yeah, that's quite interesting.
Yeah, yours flow towards mine. That's right.
Yeah.
Having little tease. Lovely. Anyway, great. Lovely to see so many people on tonight here as well. Christina White says, hey back. Hope you had a safe journey up there. Well, I don't know if you've gone. I know you're leaving the Canary Islands, or out that way, and then you're going back up to the sunny UK. And Carmen says yes, she has a good feeling too. Is it nice we've got a good feeling?
Aww.
Anyway, bless. Okay, right, I'll put my glasses on so I can see the writing now. Right, okay, we also have Kerry Burville. Susie says thank you very much. Well, that's absolutely lovely because it's been an absolute pleasure working with you this evening. So lovely. I love that picture of your dog there because we love animals. Anyway, Kerry Burville, she's a Sagittarian. She has gone for the colour yellow. What does the future hold? The future holds... Okay, this is nice here. Well, the hello, both of you. Bless you too, she says. Bless you too. Right, okay, here we go, Kerry. Brilliant. Okay, Sagittarius, so you're going to be really affected by this this eclipse coming up, and it's about that change of moving forwards, and who better to move forwards or change direction in their lives than a Sagittarian, because they're very philosophical, but they are the travellers, they are also the philosophers, the learners, and often you find here people, guys especially if they're Sagittarian, tend to have big thighs. What's so funny about that? I'm just making a... Do you know many Sagittarians? Because they do have big thighs. Women, you don't want to say that to women. You don't want to say that. But guys, yeah. Anyway, but it's an area related to health around that area. But it's, I'm just saying that as an observation there to guys. But the colour yellow is very nice here because it's like, things that make you go, And this is interesting here. And as I'm talking here, right, Kerry, I'd just like to say here, I've got a... I've got to tell you this. This is so funny. I've got a lovely lady here who's coming through, but if she was alive, she would have had no interest in this whatsoever. She would have had total opposition. And so she's coming through and she's like saying here, I don't do this sort of thing, but I'm going to do it. That's hilarious. But she's coming through because obviously, when we do pass over, we do go into spirit. We do lose the physical self. We retain the spiritual self, our personality, and our characters. But if she was here, I don't think this lady and I would get on very well. Unfortunately, but and in a funny way, she's over there, but she is coming through because she wants so evidence is there, and she had very fair hair and a little bit on the curly side and wavy side here, and she passed it because there was something wrong with the head and the mind, because this is what she wants to show me. And as she's working with me here, it's interesting, I just get this feeling to say to you as she's working with me here is color yellow, just don't get too absorbed by too much. We're thinking about this, thinking about that, connecting here, connecting there. Too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. And I think here, just whoa, 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 just slow down. There's a worry about the Christmas period or the Christmas time come up in front for you. And there's a worry about where you're going to be or where you think you need to be. And all I've got to say to you here is don't worry. Don't worry, because this is all going to get sorted out for you. I also feel here too, as I look at this lovely energy from this lovely lady here. She wants to show me she's on your mother's side of the family here, and she just tapped her chest. She just tapped her chest just here. She just says there was a problem around here before she passed. But she's exceedingly she's very loving, but there must be something a little bit intolerant towards this sort of work for her, the way she's talking to me, because she is quite funny. But there is a humour between us here rather than a no, it's quite funny here. But a big thing to you is she just wants you to calm down a little bit here. And also, would you understand you're worried about a gentleman's who is older than you, could well be the next step up in generation around you, because she just says here that they are sending out healing vibrations there, and they are just wanting to connect and make sure that he is okay. And that's some of the things that are going to start come up in front for you. But I also get a feeling here, just keep an eye on your emotions and anxieties. They just need to come down. Is that it?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know if you were coming to me or not. So
But I just stopped to see what you would do. It's good. It's a great conversation. The cards say,
Yeah. So what I want to say is, being a Saggy, I feel that perhaps you've sort of struggled sometimes. Sagittarius don't always like, do they, to have to sort of take sort of action on certain things. They sort of get a bit stressed, and like you said, she's been a little bit up and down.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, isn't it? Because Mars arrives direct station the mid-month for Sagittarius. And it's a really good time for you to listen and take advice, but make sure it's from people that you really value, that are good for you, perhaps a mentor or a coach, or just some training, or work with someone that can give you positive, helpful guidance. It's a really good time to be open to that. I don't know if you've thought about looking into something, an idea or an investment or work. There's something that you wouldn't have considered before, but you're thinking about it now, or it's gonna happen. There's something around this. May not be popped into your head yet, but I think it's going to. Yeah, because from the 22nd, you may be drawn to learning more about this idea or this thought. There's going to be a real pull to do that. Also, I think that you're going to be looking, I don't know if this makes sense to you or not. Are you looking at things around your house, like how you can be more efficient and just maybe changing the way you live or something, I want to say?
Okay, may well be. I'm just looking for her to see if she's interacting. She put the message in just before the show started. So sometimes it's like you have to go and quickly get the coal from outside, stick it in the fireplace.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll do her cards anyway while we wait to see if she gives me some feedback on that one. But there is Yeah, there's a real pull for you to just take some time out. You've got the discementing moon. It's about you sort of just breathing, not over worrying. I think that could be linked to what Phil's saying with maybe Christmas and your worries.
Yep.
It's time to just breathe, just relax, not overthink. You have got the full moon in Virgo. You need to start believing in yourself, knowing that you are enough and that things are unfolding for you. But you do need to show the world the real you. You really need to look and be open and honest with your feelings, how you feel about things. Just be yourself. You've got the full moon in Aquarius, so that's quite important. And maybe you need to take that time out to be able to focus that, to express yourself in that way. And you've got the moon in Cancer, which is just sending you love and reassurance that you are safe and your loved ones are safe.
Now, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Okay. And if I look at the cards, it's interesting here because, whoa, lots around jobs is going to start happening and moving forwards. And also, whatever's, I'm not going to talk about health as in direct health, but I get the feeling whatever's going on around possibly getting healthier, especially around your legs, looks good. And also here, a just sense of more of a well-being. More of a well-being. So that's absolutely lovely. Oh, yes, learning loads. Learning loads. Adapting, learning, changing, adapting, seeing the bigger picture. I think that's going to be a nice little one there indeed. Yes. Okie dokie. Let's go and
Sorry,
find.
one last thing I forgot to say, just so that she is aware, because it was yellow, wasn't it? It was yellow.
Yep.
It was drawn.
Yep.
And it's quite interesting because yellow, the mantra is self-life starts here when I accept. And obviously we're telling her to really show the world the real her and start looking after herself. So that's quite interesting connection there.
Okay, lovely. For the next one, let's go and do a bit of this. Right, okay, guys, we're now going to move on to a very nice lady called Katrina. Good evening, Katrina. I hope you're well out there. Hey, here she is, Katrina. I think this is you. Yes, this is you. You've gone for the colour pink, haven't you? I think your name just popped up there. She says, hiya, lovely. Just before I did it, there's a psychotic element going on here. I think that's what's going on here. And she says, pink, Scorpio, question, which male do you see me with? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, which male? I think it's, as long as it's not a female. No, let's have a look for a male. So, Katrina, let's have a look here. Now, interesting here. Would you understand here if I said to you, just feeling the energies here? Yes, it is you. It is you. Thank goodness for that. Lovely to show this evening, she says here. And she says, yep, that's me. Good. Right, male. But the colour pink. Pink's a lovely colour for relationships. It's a romantic colour. It's also a protective colour. It's also a healing colour. It's a colour that just has that nice feeling to it. So would you understand here that you want to attract that nice person who just says he's quite happy to curl up on the sofa with you under the duvet watching black and white movies on Sunday afternoons? That's my dream, that is. I'd love that. Absolutely fantastic. Eating burgers. Yes. Veggie burgers, though. And I just get this feeling here as I'm talking here. And would you understand if I said to you that you were looking in the past here? If I go back in the past here, but I didn't ask for pink. I'm Pisces. Okay. Oopsie daisy. Would you understand? I know exactly what's gone on. No. Katrina, would you understand? This is hilarious. Do what, sorry?
I knew she was Pisces, so I wasn't going to say anything. And
okay, I don't know where Scorpio came down from then because it was written down here. I think something typo happened out there somewhere. Anyway, but would you understand though? Would you understand that regarding where your love life is concerned, if I was to look around a time period here, would you understand here that something around at the moment says you're going to be very guided on this? It's not about you thinking I've got to go on dating sites or shout on top of mountain tops or things like this or yodel. That'd be interesting. Yeah, you could do that. They will be there. Anyway, but you don't have to do anything like that. And I just pick up here that this is a nice energy around you. I pick up you're going to be guided. There's a very, very lovely old gentleman who's with me. He was very, very small. He wants to say to me he was small, but he's a kind man. He even doesn't mind. He even doesn't mind here that he was small. Doesn't mind it at all that people say you're small. Some people get quite upset by it. Anyway, but he was a small man. He's just transiting around. He's walking around, and he is there, and he just wants to come through. You're being guided and step through into the future. And I think here that a little bit. Okay. Now, this is interesting because we're going to do a reading for you, but I know exactly what's gone on here. I think here that we've got the wrong cat.
Yeah.
Because cat popped up there. The cat with the pig. This is where the Scorpio comes in. So you're the Pisces. Completely mucked this up. But okay, we're going to switch this round, Katrina, to do a reading for you because you've just been great. So you're the Pisces here, and what's that, Katrina? Just send us. That could be my dad. Okay, all right. But would you understand? Quite a small man. I'm just going to take it where he's going here, and if I use the color pink, and he is in the photo. Oh, okay, he's in the photo. Oh, I can see him now. Yes, I can see him there. So if I go forwards here and just say where he's going, he wants to take me into the new year. And would you understand if I said to you that you're going to be? I'm more of a yellow-green girl. Okay, let's still take that. But I'm just focusing on your father. Focusing on your father here. You could take yellow-green if you like. Whilst you go through this. And this is hilarious. This is hilarious because it sometimes happens here that someone puts their name down, but there's someone else who comes on who's got exactly the same name. Anyway, never mind. Anyway, so working through this, I get the feeling here this lovely gentleman just wants to say to you, because he's got paintbrushes and he's decorated like anything, but he liked doing that. He liked it. He wants to show me he liked doing it. And also, I get the feeling here, the way he's saying to me, would you understand here that you also like... would you understand about redoing a house, redecorating, and just sorting things out here? I just get the feeling of peace. And would you understand here that you know your father's with you? That's interesting. Mm-hmm. That was a bit muddly, fuddly, duddly, middly, doodly, but never mind. I like that.
Makes perfect sense because I'm afraid I really felt it's really funny. I saw green.
I get a sneaky feeling it wasn't going to go right, this. No, I say it wasn't going to go right. I think the other cat who was going to be on, wherever she is here. Yes. If there's a cat out there that relates to the question that sent in earlier on, please identify yourself, then we'll do the reading for you. But in the meantime, though, it's been lovely to read for you, Katrina.
Yeah, so for Katrina, it's you've been on your journey of self-development, discovery, learning ways to better yourself, and you're still on that journey. What's really important is allowing that time to heal. You have been healing, but you have got the balsamic moon. It's all about being patient. You've still got another layer of healing to do over these next few weeks. Your commitments have been tested. They have been challenged. But by God, you're doing so well at countering and balancing that. And that's with tools that you've learned. So you should be really proud of yourself there because the new moon in Virgo is saying to you, it is a time to give rather than take. And you really are coping with that very well. It's all about holding your vision. You've got the fixed moon. And as long as you hold that vision, allow yourself to heal, allow to deep breathe through the commitments that you're being tested. Your health is improving, you're back, and you need to just stay focused. Green is definitely your color at the moment. Green is all about being open, showing yourself deep compassion and keeping your heart center very, very centered and calm. So yeah.
Okay, and if I'm doing a little reading for you there, Katrina, this is what I'd like to say. Possibly the other cat here, lol. This is hilarious. It's just too funny. Too funny this evening. And, right. Okay. Let's just have a look. If I just do... Yes, let's go here. Right. Okay. She says, love being part. Love being part of the lunar living. Get me where I am today. Got me where I am today. Okay. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
That's
Okay.
my living.
Peace, my dear. Peace will reign and strength will come back to you. I can understand the loss, and I can understand why sometimes it feels like you're being pulled in. Why you're being pulled in different directions. Okay, but I feel though that just give this a bit of time, and you'll find here that you're coming into great stability, especially at home, especially with what you're going to start doing next year. And what's interesting around you, you'll think you're going to have to make plans next year, which will be conflicting with what you're thinking now. This is interesting. When you get through to next year, it won't be conflicting. In fact, you will really start moving forwards. Now, I think let's go quickly over to here in this part of the show. Let's go to Kat Goodsell, because I think this is you, the Kat we were supposed to work with earlier on. And is that right, Kat? Is that right? Yeah, because where your question here, are you pink and the Scorpio? Okay.
No.
Okay, right, okay. In that case then, I don't think she's here, in which case, never mind about that, because we come right to the end of the show. But you guys out there, we'll be back on again very, very soon. And yes, but is there any other message there that you'd like to give out to everybody just in the last couple of minutes of the show?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people wanting a bit of reassurance. I do pick it up from sorry, I can't see all the comments.
Okay, it says, I'm smiling right now, loving the feeling. This is Katrina.
Heidi,
and
Heidi, is Heidi on here? Because I've just seen Heidi's mum, and I know Heidi.
Okay, I'm looking for Heidi. Thaler hasn't been on for a long time. Say hello to you. And no, we haven't got Heidi. But however, we got Helen, who's laughing her head off.
Oh, bless her. Yeah, Heidi's definitely on at some stage. I feel that. So she might be watching on replay. So there's just a message of love there, and just her being around her and wanting to show her compassion. Because I think she's had a bit of a wobble. So I really felt that. I felt quite drawn to that as it just came through.
Okay. Okay.
And I think it's centered, like we said. It's about breathing through. It's being aware that we are on our journey, and at the moment it is about accepting those fears, those emotions, and turning them around. And then as we shift into the lunar eclipse, it's about shedding, and it is all a process before we hit the solstice. So
yes,
it's really
it really is. And I think for all of us here, I think what we're going to see here is looking, observing and feeling about what it is we're going to let go of and what we want to enhance and build and create into the new year. I think it'd be a fabulous time. And I think it's odd to feel that by what we've all been through, to say, oh my goodness, it's coming forward to a very different time. It'd be different, but I think it won't be so, very Saturn word, it won't be so restrictive.
Yeah. And I think it's also about what I would like to say to people this week is really start to list the things that you want to change, the things that you have resistance on, the things that you want to let go of, because with this lunar eclipse full moon, it is very incredibly powerful. It's still got the energy from the last super new moon of the year that we just and if you want some guidance in that, if Phil doesn't mind me saying, I've got my full moon workshop on the 29th, which is Sunday before, and that's at 7:45 p.m. UK time. And anyone who wants to come who comes off the show and they just mention Phil Griggs, you can get a little discount on that. But you're welcome to join us, especially if you've been feeling wobbly and you want to just go through perhaps a really nice way of dealing with those emotions. It's a lovely group of people and it's a really lovely space.
Lovely. Okay, right, guys, thank you very much indeed. Now, Kat, there's a little bit of confusion here earlier on. I think the Kat that we're supposed to read for wasn't there. Never mind. But Kat, if you want to send us a message and you want to come on tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, then we'll be happy to read for you. If not, I'm on Friday and Friday night, 8 o'clock. Just, Kat, if you could just let me know there, then that would be great. But in the meantime, though, a very, very warm-hearted warm-hearted and lovely evening to you, Taz, and have a great week in front of you. See you very, very soon, no less. I'm sure won't be long before we have you back on again, because it's always a lovely, flowy show. And wish you guys out there a wonderful evening, and a big thank you to the producer, Deborah, and a big thank you to you guys out for joining us on the show, and thanks for putting up with us. In the meantime, take care. Let's love. There's going to be hearts and there's going to be veggie burgers. Hearts and veggie burgers. You don't do burgers?
I never do burgers.
No, burgers are lovely, especially the veggie ones.
I'll do the heart and the moon.
Heart and the moon. How about half a burger? See you soon, guys.